Banks in the US and the UK are losing customers left and right. Also, what their customers are interested in is very telling, and how crypto may have influenced that. Also, turns out Elon Musk doesn't even have to tweet anything about Dogecoin and it pumps. There's a lot of serious and kind of funny news coming out today, so make sure that you stay tuned to watch the whole video. I highly recommend it, of course. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button and hit subscribe to our channel. We do videos every single day. If you want to know what we're doing with our cryptocurrencies and why, if we have exposure to Dogecoin, thank you, Elon Musk, go ahead and check out the CT Club down below. If you haven't joined yet and you're thinking about it, maybe consider joining on the 1st or the 2nd because you can have, the new billing period for Patreon that way, so you don't get double billed. It's easier for everyone. Okay, so we have the banking arm of American Express, and 2 other banks in the UK are now being accused of basically banning people from using their banking services, effectively unbanking people because the bank doesn't agree with these individuals' political leanings. I mean, nothing new, really. It's like this has been going on for decades now. But interestingly enough, Chase has lost about $75 billion of customer funds are basically leaving Chase because they're not happy with the type of returns that they're getting on their basic interest-bearing accounts. That's like 10% since compared to last year. Also, Bank of America has a 30% increase in their users who are moving from non-interest-bearing accounts into interest-bearing accounts. So you know what that tells me? Tells me people are waking up to having their money work for them. Wow, and maybe they're a little bit dissatisfied on the crumbs that these big banks are throwing to them. Maybe they got a little taste of what they could get in crypto with DeFi. Oh my gosh, you guys, you go from traditional finance to DeFi. It's like taking a drug. And if you're not careful, you could spin out, for example, Anchor Protocol. There's lessons to be learned everywhere, but the overall good news here is that I think people are waking up to making their money work for them and making the bank work for them harder. I mean, let's just let's unbank ourselves voluntarily, like the people in countries all over the world who don't trust their banking system, like Morocco, Venezuela, to name a few. Those people basically are mostly unbanked because they do not trust their banking system, and rightfully so. Maybe you know why they don't trust their banking system in the US. Could be because Senator Warren is reintroducing her crypto bill with the backing of the TBI group. Lots of big banks are involved with them. Again, Citigroup, Bank of America, to name a few. And she's reintroducing this bill with the backing of, I think, 2 or 3 other senators. And now this banking group, the banking lobbyists come on, obviously that's why they're backing this. They're trying to oust cryptocurrencies. And that's what this bill is claiming to be about, is to combat all illicit financial activities involved with cryptocurrencies. And so they're basically trying to ban cryptocurrency transactions because this bill is, I know I've said this so many times, but if you're ever unsure of people trying to regulate or create laws around cryptocurrency, and if you're like, I don't know, do they actually know anything about cryptocurrency? When they say things like wallet providers, validators, miners, all have to identify who they are transacting with within the network, they have no idea what they're talking about. That is completely an impossible feat because cryptocurrency is a peer-to-peer, permissionless, free service. There is no way for a wallet provider to identify every transaction being made with their wallet and who is the owner of that wallet. Thank goodness. Some kind of financial privacy is being protected thanks to cryptocurrencies. No thanks to senators like Mrs. Warren. Okay, now on to the funnier news. Elon Musk tweeted nothing about Dogecoin, but a lot of people got so excited about it because Elon is King Doge, right? That it pumped several percent, especially compared to the rest of the crypto space. Do you know what Elon tweeted? He said, "Something special coming soon." Now, the forever optimists of Dogecoin holders, they're thinking maybe that means that finally there's going to be Dogecoin payments on Twitter. Who knows? Literally could have meant anything, but Gotta love Dogecoin. You know, if you know at all the history of Dogecoin, it was created as a joke. And so this kind of just falls right in line. There's a lot of quirks in cryptocurrency, and this is definitely one of them. It could just be a crypto payment system, not having to do with Doge, and a completely different cryptocurrency for all we know. That's the point, we don't. And for those of you who saw the Barbie movie, I haven't seen it yet. Don't tell me if it's good or bad, I really don't care. Margot Robbie, the actress there, her husband's a producer of the movie, and she was interviewed saying, you know, how can you tell who is a Ken? Who has Ken energy? She referenced her husband, who was always talking about Bitcoin, and that was being a Ken, and calling it Big Ken energy. So apparently I married the biggest Ken of all. I'm gonna hope that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. I love Toby to death. He's amazing. If you guys don't know who Toby is, you gotta subscribe to this channel because he's on all the time as well. And I think you'll really enjoy his type of Ken energy that he brings to this channel. And if you wanna know what he's doing on Twitter, you gotta follow him at Sir Crypto Tips. Highly recommend it. There's a link to all of our social medias down below in the video description. Also, you know, simmering in my brain now, when I have things like, you know, the most recent popular, most hyped movie we've seen in a while comes out and is talking and mentioning Bitcoin in their interviews, obviously the crypto crowd is going to go crazy about it, but should be in the back of your mind, like, oh, celebrities are starting to talk about Bitcoin now. They're starting to get a little brave about it. I'm not saying this is the top of the bull market by any means. Obviously, I don't think it's really kicked off yet at all. We're definitely in still a boring accumulation phase. But when these things start accumulating time after time, when it becomes much more popular to talk about cryptocurrencies and the prices are popping off, maybe think to yourself, have I taken profits lately? Am I buying yet? Have I bought yet at all? No. Am I gonna buy the top? Probably. This is not financial advice. This is just something that goes through my head. And it's also why we always recommend dollar cost averaging. If you don't know what it is, duck, duck, go it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hit like and subscribe. I appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.